Oh, hello.
God damn it.
What? What's up, everybody? Um, if you don't already know, I am Sean, and this is Patrick. He's the one who's disappointed in me,
Yes.
and this is the Patrick Productions podcast episode for. First off, as is now custom, we'd like to apologize for you know, disappearing for a couple years.
We'd like to apologize deeply for not showing up for the last month or however.
I think it's been about a couple weeks. We've had some technical difficulties in episodes that have been recorded and just haven't gone up
Right.
along with scheduling conflicts. So it has not been entirely wasted time. Well, ultimately it was wasted, but
Right. I figure the one or two viewers that we actually had just sort of left the show by now. They just gave up on it. Well, that was it. 3 episodes.
They're like, a good natural selection took care of that.
Took care of that awful podcast. So we are going to jump straight into the For Honor corner. First off, I know Shjon hasn't been playing as much, and I know I haven't been able to play at all.
Thanks, Miyazaki.
Yeah, Dark Souls 3 is back in action, so there's that, but this is the For Honor corner after all. But however, we both have been keeping up with the game, including all the new patches and the tournaments, and it's pretty active right now.
Yeah, they're fixing shit. They saw that it was pretty not good, and they're like, let's fix it. Oh, hi Snickers.
They were supposed to. The community was so angry over how Ubisoft was treating the community. This was like two weeks ago. That they were going to do a community-wide blackout, and no one would play the game for a couple days to make Ubisoft listen. But as soon as they announced the blackout, Ubisoft listened, and they announced several quick fixes, including adding maps back that were missing, making sure everyone gets more steel, which is the free-to-play aspect of, the fee-to-pay aspect of For Honor. And also, a recent patch has added some balance changes. Lawbringer is now playable.
My boy, he's a fucking god.
Yeah, he's really fucking good. Most of his attacks are faster than an Orochi. Feels bad. Yeah, but they hit Warlord. I don't want to say hard, but they hit him. And it didn't seem like they hit Conqueror hard, but turns out he was hit hard, and now most people that mained him don't play as him anymore.
Yeah, well, less cancerous conquerors are not a. It's not a bad thing. I'm distracted by my cat who's playing with the headphone jack. Stop.
And the Peacekeeper took the smallest of. Took the smallest of small nerfs, and they plan to address her more. But if anything, she's actually stronger now than she was.
Well, no, she's more fair.
Yeah, a little bit.
They took down one of her cheesier aspects, and they just increased her what she should have been before.
Right.
So rather than just ridiculous speed, she's actually got some punch behind the slow attacks now.
Mm-hmm. I think Ubisoft isn't going to nerf Peacekeeper as much as some people want, because that's kind of the point of her class, to be this really fast, aggressive attacker, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely her entire gimmick.
Yeah, who could get in and out of fights super quick, so I don't think they're going to change that. I really don't. But hopefully there's still a few aspects about her that I hope they address at one point or another. And the next patch coming up that we'll probably talk about when it comes out, Raider and Orochi are being addressed in the future.
Legendary.
Yes. I am very happy for that, and I'm sure Sean is too, because he is dabbled in the Raider.
I can play everything.
Yeah.
Snickers, what the fuck did you just drool and then fling your head and just saliva all over my laptop?
Well, that ends the For Honor corner. Now onto the cat corner.
Thick cat saliva, folks. Here at Patrick Productions Podcast, we only work with the finest materials, raw, fresh from the cat. Did she fucking sneeze? Is this cat snot? Oh, it smears too.
It's disgusting.
It's pretty gnarly.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's right in between the keys on the number pad. God damn it.
All right, we're moving on from the cat corner.
No.
We're going to jump into the topic of this week. And when I say topic, as in the one we came up with 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Makes the Skype call. All right, what are we talking about?
I figure our last episode was pretty successful, just talking about random shit in our lives. So I figure we'll continue that. A couple younger stories, some more recent ones. I know you had one you said you wanted to kick off with.
Yeah, I got a couple in mind that are some fairly recent. We had a lot of really good stories that are lost forever now. Tim had some doozies.
Oh man. Yes, I suppose we should explain. We did record an episode with 2 guest stars. And I'd say
too.
Yeah, I'd say it was pretty good, but there was a lot of technical difficulties and it was just unable to be uploaded.
The file was cursed, I swear. It was untouchable.
Yeah, there was too much shit. It was all messed up.
Fucking hacker man was at my laptop, just bent over, furiously picking keys and couldn't crack the code. Neo is backing out of the Matrix like, yo, I ain't fucking with that. This is some messed up stuff.
Sounds right.
All right. So, fun recent stories. My workplace recently it's been very interesting. And I work at a local grocery store. So I'm a cashier there. So I get to meet everybody. So on your good days, your bad days, I get to deal with everyone. And a couple of fun stories. One, when someone comes through line and they have an accent, you pick it up pretty quickly because this is, Central Virginia, Southern Central Virginia, right in that range, I think.
Right. So
if you hear something that's not y'all yank yonder hood of hunting Texas, or insert the name of a southern college here, it's pretty jarring. So like when someone from London comes up and asks where you keep your crumpets, you're like, oh, well, howdy do. I'm going to spit in my bucket, yeehaw, and have a good conversation here. Disclaimer, we don't actually have spit buckets behind the register. Fucking Neanderthals. This one time, this elderly lady, or I guess elderly, 50s or so, was coming through line and she was talking to other people and they were talking to her and I could tell she was foreign. She had an accent. Like, oh, okay, let's listen to this one. And it's French. I pick up from the other people talking to her and just her speaking like, oh, it's a French accent. When, elderly woman with a French accent, she speaks French. And I'm like, ooh, I speak French. This should be fun, maybe dabble in it a bit. But I'm a cashier and everyone else in line's an asshole, so I don't really get a chance to open up and, wee baguette and, really impress her with those moves.
Yeah. Flirt with this old French lady.
Yes. Well, so she gets up and she's like, hello, how are you? And I'm like, hey, I don't know, how do you talk to people? I'm sly, I'm slick, doing fine. I'm like, all right, I'm all right. Please just check your stuff out and go. How are you? It's a great day. Weather's 60 degrees and sunny.
Every cashier ever.
Yeah, safe travels. And she's sitting there. She's holding good conversation because, Europe people aren't afraid to talk. Europeans.
Europe people.
Europe people. And she mentions her husband's over at the front desk. And I look over and sure enough, there's just an old guy at the front desk. So I'm like, oh, it's got to be your husband. And she's all like, I don't know what he's doing over there, but he should be over here. So I'm going to kill him. And I'm like, all right, fair enough. Married couples. I like it. And so she comes over and barks at him in French. And I'm like, ooh, I know what she just said. And he turns around. He's all like, huh? And he barks something back in French. And they just start going back and forth. And they're pretty quick. And the manager that his husband was talking to is like, okay. He just walks away. He's done. He was lost at Bonjour. And so homeboy comes back with homeboy's 50 years old, comes back to the register with his wife, and they're sitting there going at each other in French, and they're going back and forth. She's really chewing him out. She's got his ear in her metaphorical finger. I don't know. She's just yelling at him. She's really going at it in French, and he's just like, oh man. And I'm listening because I can get most of it, and I don't know. He just made eye contact with me, and we just locked eyes for a second. He goes, "You understand French?" And I'm like, yeah.
Oh God.
And he just gives me this cold look, and she looks at me, and they're all like, uh-huh, and they say something to me in and they shoot something at me in French just to see if I pick it up, and I'm like, oui, je sais parler français un peu, and they're just like, and grab their baguette and leave.
What the fuck?
I wish I was being stereotypical. They made those sounds, and they bought a baguette, so.
I suppose that stereotype of the mall is well founded.
Now, the reason why that's a fun story, that is the only time since high school ever that I've ever had to use French that I've learned. All the time, all the French I know and all the time I've known it, it's the only time it's done literally anything. Because every single time someone comes up speaking a foreign language, it's Spanish. There's a fucking clan of people who live, they have to be near where I live, near the grocery store, because they always come in. There's like 6 of them. It's like a flock. They move together in packs so they don't get lost trying to read the English. And only one of them, this was one younger gal, speaks bad English. She doesn't speak it much at all. She just like sort of copies what you say and has a vague understanding of what you're saying sometimes.
Right.
And so I remember one time I was supposed to get off at 10 o'clock p.m. You know, it's a late night. It's 10:30. There's been some issues. I can't go home yet. And they're like, oh, okay, Shjon, we can finally get you off register. And oh, no. The Spanish Inquisition shows up. I got one more order to go through. So I'm like, okay. It's not too bad. I've had him a couple times before. She's fairly friendly and decent. It's okay. So she comes up. She got like her 2 or 3 adult friends, and they've got their 3 fucking urchin kids. These little street rats, Aladdin's giving them manner lessons because they got these giant ass chocolate fucking crunch bar lollipop motherfucking things. I don't know. They've got like half tags on them, like on the lollipop stick, and they're just going out. They're going to town. There's no way they pay for these things yet. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's gonna be fun. And she walks up. She's like, "Hi." I'm like, "Hello. How are you? Had a good evening?" And she just looks at me and smiles and nods. And I'm like, "Oh, that's right." I debated saying "Hola," but I didn't want to open up that can of worms because then I'll be able to say it's "Cómo está?"
Yeah, you say "Hola" and she spits out.
Me gusta feliz cumple chocolate. And that's rude. If I can't hold a conversation, I don't want to try.
That's fair.
Well, okay. Trying is different because that would imply I could get past hello.
Yeah, that's true.
So she sings up her order, and so they put up like $600 worth of groceries on the belt, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, I'm gonna get out of here at midnight. But I mean, that's not bad enough. She's like, okay, separate. I'm like, oh, separate orders. Okay, there's 3 adults here, lots of kids. That makes sense. Separate orders. Well, they couldn't make up which order was whose. And they couldn't find the right place to divide the orders. And they were adding items on and off. And like, oh, okay, no, not that one. Take that bag out. Take that one item. Yes, take that one out. Reverse scan that. Put that back on there. No, not there. Okay, well, you take that. All right, you pay for this. And then it would be like they'd pay for the card, and their card would take $50 off of 74, whatever it was due. So I'm like, all right, you got remaining total is 24. And she just looks at me like I told her to sacrifice a goat on the belt. She's like, huh? I point to the numbers. I'm like, you got 24 left. And she just looks at me and she looks panically at her friends. And I'm like, no, there's just 24 more. You've got 6 credit cards. I can see all of them. You got $800 just floating around in that wallet just for you alone. I don't even know what your posse's got. I'm like, just 24. No problem. And it takes 5 minutes of them all looking back and forth, discussing rapidly in Spanish. I guess the theological beginnings of 24. I don't know, but. And finally, they fork over the 24. And I'm like, okay, give them back their change. She looks disgusted. She can't believe I just handed her change in America. I don't know. Maybe she had a problem with change in a supermarket when she was young, and it haunts her to this day. For whatever reason, she didn't look very happy. I was as polite and nice as possible. My demeanor on it now is definitely not how I handled then.
Yeah.
So she gets out of the way, and then it's her friend's turn, and her friend goes up, and she gives me a smile. It's not a smile. It looked like she didn't want to be there. Okay, we go through her items too. We got the same song and dance. Then we gotta get the kids. We gotta track them down with fucking bloodhounds and bring them back and scan their half-eaten, soggy-ass, drool-ridden lollipops. I gotta take those out of their hands and scan them and hand them back. And yeah, same deal. So I'm like, all right, it's 63 on this order. And so she looks at me, as if I've requested a song and dance as payment. The first lady comes back up again, and she does the talking. And by the talking, I mean the smiling and really uncomfortable nodding.
Yeah.
She pays for that one, too. And this repeats for like 20 minutes, getting through the entire order of just every manner of miscommunication possible. And then it gets down all the way down to the end, and they're buying balloons. And I'm like, oh, okay, balloons, just regular party balloons. And then they want them blown up. Well, I don't fucking know how to use a balloon blow up machine. They never taught me. It's fucking 10:45 at night. I should have left almost an hour ago. I'm not blowing up a giant pack of balloons. If she were to give me a number in Spanish, I could probably figure it out. I'm like, oh, she wants a 20 balloon, no problem.
Yeah.
But no, she's not giving me a number. She's like, oh yeah, we will blown up balloon. I'm like, yes, we do that. And so I chicken out. I'm like, yeah, we take care of that at the front desk. I can call it's right down, go right up there. Someone will take care of it. So they wander over. They wander over. I'm like, oh yes, fucking bullet dodge. I turn the light off. Someone's trying to come into my line. I'm like, fuck off. Sorry, sir. This line's closed. I'm terribly sorry. You know how it is. And corporate's cutting hours back. I gotta get out of here. I'm sorry about that. And they wander off. So I go out and I gotta clean up my register before I leave. And the fucking Augustus Gloop of Mexico left his fucking giant ass lollipop on the ground. Are you
serious?
Took like one nibble out of it. The whole fucking thing just flat on the ground.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, okay. And then I realized that the kid was at the front of the group. So it means every single one of those adults and other kids had to walk past this fucking mess. This atrocity of floor care. So I pick it up off the ground with a sick pop as it comes off and leaves crumbs and shit all over the floor. I'm like, oh, this is rich in chocolate. As I pick it up and hold it up to look at it, and I hold it up long enough that I see the entire group of people look at me. They see that I've found the culmination of their sins. Do I get a sorry? Do I get like a shamed looks? No, I get like a laugh and this apologetic half shrug. I'm like, all right, that's it. This is the last straw. I throw that away and clean up my arm, ready to go. Well, then they have a problem. They had coupons they wanted to come back and use, or they wanted to use an MVP card, or they didn't quite pay for the balloons right. They wanted to pay for the balloons to be blown up, and they're coming back over to my register, and they're sitting there, these big smiles, like, fucking smiles now. It's 10:50, and I've just had to clean up their slobbery lollipop mess off the ground. It took them forever to pay. They were very nice about it, actually, despite being all smiles and whatnot. They were very rude. And yeah, that was 10:55 when finally I had a manager come up and just take them off my hands and go home.
Yeah, it's quite the fucking day. When was this?
I was maybe a week or two ago. Which is why I make a big deal about having met an old lady who speaks French. Because I've dealt with these people.
That's one of the more satisfying experiences, I'm sure. See, if only there wasn't this language barrier, you know what I mean? That would have been done in 10 minutes.
It makes me regret not picking Spanish because there are so many things in my life right now that I could benefit from knowing Spanish instead of French. Mm-hmm. But
well, it would have been good for you because you actually learned the language. Like I took 3 years of Spanish and I only learned one word.
Which one's that?
Pollo for chicken. I don't know why I fucking remember that.
I'm pretty sure Pulapo is octopus.
Pulapo, really? Oh.
Yeah. I think teacher Miss Stevens had a octopus named like Pablo the Pulapo. And it was just this big fucking plump, plush, rumped octopus.
See, I don't remember that, but when I think of plush in high school, I of course think of Miss Hagen's.
Al.
Al. Oh my god.
So,
Jesus Christ. What was it again? What animal?
Al, his name is Chemist, Mr. Al Chemist, the mole,
The mole.
for the scientific unit of measurement.
Yes, he was. It was this little stuffed plush, and Miss Hagen made it a. Did we do it, or did Miss Hagen do it, where we put it in a different place every?
She would do that. She would move it
Okay, yeah.
around the room. You and I just started thinking of more creative places to move it on her.
All right, so we were. I think we've already spoken about that class. How I would go get Mountain Dews in the middle of it. But this class we were just like we were so bored. And she was such a nice lady that we knew we could mess with her, and she'd appreciate it actually, and probably laugh with us. So
Well, makes us sound less like pieces of shit.
yeah,
Like, so what a great way to open that one up.
yeah. No, but she would make an effort to make sure Al is in a different place every every day.
It would get fucking spooky. Like, he'd be on her desk staring at us because we were right in the front or right in front of her desk.
Yeah.
He'd be like a foot from us. We're like, oh man, he's staring at us the whole class. We can't mess around too much. And then we come in the next day, he'd be gone. We're like, where the fuck is he? we lean back in a chair like, huh, guy, he's not here. Look over to the right. He's right there on the counter, an inch from your face. You're like, holy shit.
We made an effort to look for him too. Sometimes
Yeah,
he'd be up on the projector like 20 feet off the ground.
You did that to her.
Oh yeah,
Where
I
she's
did.
like,
I remember that.
She's like, where did Al go? We're like, I don't know. She looks up and just sees him looking down at her with that stupid little fucking smug face of his. And she's like, how did he? And she just takes a little jump to reach him. And she's what, 4.5 feet tall?
Yeah.
Ain't fucking way she's grabbing him off the ceiling. She just looks at you like,
I'm like the tallest person in the room at the moment. I'm like, yeah.
Because Stonewall Jackson left.
Yeah.
That reminds me. Were you there for the Cheeto burning tent incident?
I don't think I was.
Oh, you might have been absent that day. We had a lab where the whole point was to like conserve heat, and I don't even remember the whole point. You're lighting a Cheeto on fire, and you're holding a tinfoil tent around it to conserve the heat or whatever, and make a funnel and whatnot. Well, we had a classmate who was really, really big into Civil War reenactments. And I mean, he looked the part. He had sideburns that could fucking kill a cow.
Yeah, he was really into those.
I mean, he was large and in charge, and he was big time for the Confederacy, because we live in the fucking South, like right at the capital. So I mean, what can you do?
He was huge into the Confederacy.
Yeah,
we'd make jokes about the Yanks to him.
We're Yankees. We came from up north.
Yeah, we came from up north. We'd make jokes to mess with him, and he'd take it very seriously.
He'd get so mad. And I'd be like, geez, you sound like you lost a war, dude. So he and I we had I forget the gal's name who was with us working on that lab.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, you remember her though. We worked with her a couple of times. She didn't say much.
Yeah, I do.
Had a decent sense of humor. Well, for whatever reason, Stonewall Jackson over there, Robert E. Lee, fucked up our tinfoil tent. So I had to hold it. And for a while that wasn't a problem because the tent wasn't working because he fucked it up. So I was just holding it generally in place so it looked like it was working. So Miss Hagen would go by and she'd be like, "Oh, wonderful work."
Yeah,
that's not all she sounds like.
No.
She'd be like, "Oh, good job. I like it. I like it. Hey, it's pretty good." And so I had to hold this thing up. Well, I kept fiddling with it because I knew it was fucked up and I wanted to fix it. But for everything I did, he would undo and then do it in an opposite way. And what it ended up happening is he ended up, rather than making like whatever the vent funnel, whatever, he just trapped all the heat and spread it right through the tinfoil. So as I was holding, he basically just scalded the fuck out of my palms.
Oh yeah, I absolutely remember you telling me the story because I was absent that day.
So there was this huge fucking fire going. Well, not even just a Cheeto anymore. The full fucking Bunsen burner going, and just absolutely annihilated the palms of my hands. And the tinfoil was all burnt and mangled, and so were my palms, and it hurt like a bitch. And he's all like, "Oh, I didn't do it. You shouldn't have been trying to fix the science project. You see, Confederacy's a little superior. We have stronger hands," or whatever the fuck. That's what you get for Ulysses Grant. I don't fucking know. So I think part of it was soot and ash from the burnt shit that I was holding, and the other bit of it was burn. But my hands were charcoal black. I mean,
Jesus.
it was night and day. Like the back of my hands, my usual pale Irish complexion. Turn it back around, fucking black as midnight. Looked like a TV screen that you turned off. I could weakly bend them a little bit, but that was just because they were red and burnt, and then you had the black shit all over them. But I mean, they looked really bad. Miss Hagen didn't panic though. She's like, maybe you can go get some ice. It's not too bad.
Miss Hagen gave no fucks.
And I'm just like,
someone could like blow a hole in their head in that class, and she'd be like, "It's okay."
Yeah, she'd be like, "Oh, if you waste a match, I burn your eyebrows off."
She said that. She did. One lab we were taking matches, and she was like, "Yeah, don't waste the matches."
So you'd like strike one up and just hold it there, and like,
Yeah, I was an asshole. Go on.
So my hands absolutely annihilated. They didn't have the high ground. Obi-Wan fucking took them to the shop. I had yet to meet up with the Emperor to get my new hands. So I go to the next class, which was Mrs. Fletcher's foreign language class. It was French, actually. She's a wonderful woman. Very like ADD, ADHD off the wall. Very protective, very caring, concerning. We were very close, her and I. So we come in, and she's like, "Oh, everyone's sitting down writing." And she's like, "Oh, Sean's not writing. Usually he's done with 3 weeks worth of assignments by the time I get to roll call." So she walks over, she's like, "Oh, what's wrong? Are you feeling all right?" And I'm like, my hands hurt a little bit. Didn't want to write till I absolutely had to. She's like, "Oh, what's wrong? Let me see him." Like, "Oh, I got burned in chemistry class." Turn him around. I thought she was going to pass out. She freaked the fuck out. She's like, "Oh my God, what happened?" I'm like, "Hey," and I tried to tell her, but I didn't do a good job. I'm like, "Oh, they got burned in chemistry class." She's like, "What? How did that happen?" Well, I had tinfoil plastered to my hands under a lit flame for extended periods of time because some kid was holding me there. She's like, "Oh my God." She fucking kicked me out of the class. She's like, "Go, nurse's office now. Don't put your passbook down. Don't even look at the passbook. Out. Look at that door. Go.
Christ.
Book it." So I have to run fucking out of that room all the way down to the nurse. And it's a school nurse, so you can imagine her response. I show her my mangled fucking Anakin Skywalker hands, and she looks at me and goes, well, what do you want me to do about it?" I can give you some ice.
Those
if you
are
want.
school nurses.
I guess I can give you some ice and maybe write a note. You want some Tylenol, some Motrin, some aspirin.
School nurses, man.
It was.
It's all thanks to Stonewall Jackson, who can load a musket but not pitch a 10.
Exactly.
Pitch a little tinfoil 10. Yeah, I'm ashamed I missed that one.
That was. I mean, it was pretty bad. Well, this is also the same class where she put us in the front row to stop us from goofing off, sitting side by side next to each other because we begged her not to move us and she listened. So we would literally sit in the very front row, in front of the entire class, 5 feet from her, just playing on Patrick's phone the whole time.
All right, so yes, we had the Shadow Fight 2. I will put a link in the description because we're sellouts now. This is secretly a sponsored episode. Go check out Shadow Fight 2.
Go check out Neki. They got the closed beta for Shadow Fight 3.
Yeah. No, but we it's a great fighting game. We'd sit up there and we'd like pass it off to each other. And Miss Hagen would just stare at us. She knew exactly what we were doing. All the time.
I at least tried to be subtle. I'd like sit and I'd cross my leg and hook my knee up on the desk and try and block the screen, make eye contact with her and half on the screen, exercise those speech skills. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm just paying attention in class. No. You basically just lean forward on the desk and just prop the phone up.
She asked us to quit it a few times, but I don't think we cared.
No. It's amazing that she helped us at all in that class. I'm surprised she didn't just let us fail. We're just like, this doesn't seem to make sense. Are you sure you explained this correctly, Ms. Hagen? I don't think you taught this. And she got fed up, but she didn't quit helping us. We were just genuinely confused for quite a bit of it.
Yeah.
the dimensional analysis, we pretty got nailed down, but it was like specific figures. I think that we constantly fucked up significant figures.
I don't remember a fucking thing in that class, but I don't remember a fucking thing in high school anyway.
I remember that class was disproportionately harder than the SOL because she's like, all right, everyone, if I had my exam, it'd be 60,000 pages long, and every page would have 1,700 questions.
She
and
said that, yeah.
Top-notch. And then we get to the SOL, and it's like, what temperature does water freeze?
I think the SOL was the easiest one I've ever taken.
The pre-test was harder than the SOL.
Yeah.
And not because we didn't know any of it.
Yeah, that was pretty straightforward.
I still think they should let you pass classes if you pass the pretest. Like if you pass the pretest, just pass you for the class.
Yeah.
I remember for French 3, I think it was, I got like 102 on the pretest.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you really knew your shit there for that language.
Well, I was able to beat the teacher at some of the games. Like, I remember she'd called up like, all right, I'm going to call up a verb, and then you got to write it down and conjugate it and translate it and stuff like that on the board. And, the winner gets a piece of candy. Well, I got banned from playing because every time I stood up to play, no one else wanted to play. Yeah, the second smartest person in class, barring our friend Alex, not Navy Alex. There's too many Alexes.
Oh, right, yeah, the other Alex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, barring him, because he'd like to compete with me even if he couldn't usually keep up. Yeah, it was... I'd be finished by the time they got, like, the first conjugation. So she's like, all right, open challenge. And I was like, all right, I challenge you. And she's like, what? You can't do that. I'm like, bitch, I might be. I want that fucking tiny-ass Snickers bar. It's a low day. I've been making fun of... Like, it's another first name I don't want to use. I really don't want her on the podcast.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll bring Alex on. We'll get Tim and Aaron back on. Get Nick on.
Yeah.
Right. The list.
See, we had Tim and Aaron on the last one, but that didn't go through. And I don't think we could pull either of them today.
No,
but maybe next.
Let's not do that.
Maybe next time.
We've learned from pulling people midway through. Oh, needs here's another person we got to get on. It's not Ice Guys.
Yeah, we're not. That's not happening.
You never know.
Yeah, maybe.
Just it's a surprise or 3:30 in the morning. Hey, I want to be on a podcast.
It's the only time we text. What are you talking about?
I mean, same. Fucking texting me at 4:40 in the morning.
Listen, all right. Last night I wasn't sleeping, so I was up. It was like 4:30, and like I text Shjon. I'm sliding into bed. I'm about to clock out, and I just text Shjon
my DMs.
Yeah, just to make sure he gets it when he wakes up. I'm like, yo, want to do the podcast tomorrow? Do you think he could do it? And this fucker immediately texts back like, yeah. I'm like, what? The fuck?
I can just hear peep.
Thought it was a ghost texting me or some shit.
You're just like, what the fuck?
Could
Just look at
not
your
believe
phone. Dun, dun.
That was a little scary.
Yeah, I was having a sleepless night myself. I got like fucking an hour of sleep.
Yeah, I didn't get much sleep myself.
Like, I think I laid down to go to sleep at like 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
I have to leave at like 8.
Yeah, I had class, so I had to wake up pretty early as well. I need to cut back on energy drinks for a while so I can actually drink them again, because I think yesterday and the day before I've had like 6. Jesus.
So
you don't even drink them now, you just consume them.
I just
inject them into your body.
I'm not as bad as my one coworker who has like 8 every shift. I never see him without 2 in his hand.
Jesus. I know there's people like that, but see, I'm just not much of a fan of energy drinks.
I need to cut back so I can enjoy them again, because they don't give me a rush anymore. I just drink them for the flavor.
Yeah.
I found myself drinking like Pipeline Monster Punch I'm like, oh, look at this Hawaiian passion fruit blend. I'm like, what the fuck am I drinking? This sugar-free, no calorie, zero ultra monster blend. Like, oh my god, coffee's awful.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought Monster coffee would be good, but it was not delicioso.
I don't enjoy coffee either. I don't enjoy anything that sort of wakes me up. I mean, I drink a lot of soda, but that's mostly just for the flavor.
You drink Pepsi. I don't want to talk about flavor.
All right, so listen.
I don't trust your judgment.
The only people that know me know that I have like one brand of soda I drink and nothing else. So I drink other stuff, of course, like water, Gatorade, whatever. But I have this one brand of soda that I'll go on a binge for like months, and then I'll just despise it for the rest of my life.
I'm waiting for the Pepsi.
Grab a new drink. Yeah. I think I'm almost done with it. But,
I remember at your graduation party, you almost drove me to drink alcohol because there was nothing but Pepsi. You're like, oh, there should be like a bottle of water out in the cooler. And, I go out in the cooler and, your brother and all your little urchin relatives kicked grass and dirt and shit in the water, so I couldn't even drink it straight out of the cooler. And I'm like, oh, the water bottles are gone. And all I see is just a wave of Pepsi logos. And I'm like, oh, no, not like this. And I see, and there's like one, like, half-cracked can of like lager in there, and I'm like, oh man.
It's so tempting.
I'm just like, I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I just came and sat back down inside and just rocked back and forth for a while. I'm like, oh man.
Jesus.
That's why every time I've come to your house since then, I've brought like a 2-liter thing of cream soda.
Yeah, you brought your own stuff.
And I still drink the Mountain Dew if I find it in the corner.
Yeah. Well, I don't tend to have a lot of Mountain Dew.
Makes me sad.
Mountain Dew's kind of not great. I think the Code Red is probably the best soda ever made.
Voltage is pretty good. I tried that recently on the DC trip I took.
Well, I like most of the Mountain Dew flavors. I just think the regular is just kind of trash.
I'm not a fan of it anymore. I used to be. Back when I'd pack it down with Doritos and I played Halo 3 on Xbox Live.
You were MLG.
I did play MLG. It was pretty... Man, I remember the first time I clicked on that playlist and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Ready to make that montage. First game was Oddball. I got annihilated. I was like, how good can they be? They're playing with joysticks. Little did I know, I was also playing with a joystick.
Goddamn.
That's why I play Overwatch competitive now.
Yeah.
Fucking master tier.
See, you played Xbox. I played fucking Modern Warfare 2.
It takes skill to use the grenade launcher, folks.
All right, that was a while back. Listen, all right. Let me give some context here. I used to play Metal Gear Online, which was Metal Gear Solid 4 had an online mode, and they got shut down in like 2012. And it was really fun. It wasn't good, but it was fun. And
summary of our life.
When that before it shut down, I went away from it, and I came back a bit before it was about to shut down. But anyway, I started playing MW2, and at the time I was kind of trash. So around that time when I first started, I brought it over to Shjon's house, and we did a 1v1. We did like 50 kills or whatever. And I was sitting here with the grenade launcher.
You even said it, the noob tube.
The noob tube, yeah. Just like launching shit at Shjon, just killing him from across the map because that thing was stupid broken in MW2. And my dumb ass was like, yeah, and he was like, you bastard, you're fucking yelling at me.
Yeah, me and my
I'm like
11-year-old lingo, you poopy head, you big jerk face, you stupid nose.
I'm like, listen, Shjon, you could beat me, but you need skill. It takes skill to use this grenade launcher.
Try some skill next time, lad. You see, every time you spawn, I have to angle my camera anywhere from 1 degree to 359 degrees in a vertical axis. Anywhere will do. It has to be right in there. And then I have to hit the R1 button, and I've got to wait about half a second, and then you die. It's very complex, and it takes a lot of smart management. I picked a perk that gives me unlimited ammo, and it's very nice. I have my tactical insertion, and I got my UAV because I spawned with the grenade launcher, funny enough, so I always know where you are. So I pan to the right or the left by about, quarter of an inch or 10 inches, anywhere in there is acceptable. Get a free kill.
Yeah, I think you took it personally. I think since then you've made an effort to be better at every online game we play together, just as revenge for that MW2 battle.
I've had you teach me to play every online game. The curse that since we've known each other, that
Yes.
anything Patrick teaches me to do, I will inevitably become better.
Yes, it is actually true.
It's foolproof. Every single thing.
Yeah, everything.
You need to teach me how to slide into DMs.
I don't do that, my friend. No. But I wonder if it'll reverse, because you taught me how to play For Honor, and I wonder if this summer perhaps I could prevail and get some revenge.
We'll see. They nerfed revenge. Sorry, buddy.
Shut up.
Revenge builds down.
That was a good one. Okay.
Like all my fucking Dark Souls 3 builds now, they've put in the new patches and they've adjusted for everything. All my builds are garbage now.
Yeah, same.
And I'm so upset.
I have to remake half of my builds.
I farmed for 8 fucking hours to get Dark Moonblade, and I can't even use that build now.
Jesus Christ.
Like, it needs to be completely reworked, and all my weapons are paired weapons that are sharp infused, but only like 2 of them should actually be sharp infused. So the rest of them are all like 200 AR, so I buff them with Dark Moonblade, which is only at 40 Faith, so it's like maybe like 400 AR.
Yeah, that wasn't worth it.
Which, I mean, it's decent on a twin weapon, but I mean, it's nothing like you'd hit the Goddard's R1L2 R2 combo, you get a free kill. It's now like I hit that 18 times and I might take off half their health.
Yeah, I think the only build that actually got better with all the new patches, of mine at least, was the Ultra Great Sword Faith build.
Yeah, my version of that build as well, I think, probably got a bit of a benefit.
Yeah, I had to remake old Guts and mess with my main build a bit.
I'm sure my fist build is just as shit as before. It's just a fist build.
Because, I was doing some research on the Herald Curved Greatsword, which is, my new favorite weapon. And literally everyone was like, yeah, never refine this thing. Never refine this
so
thing.
much better heavy.
And I'm here on a 40-40. Refine, and I'm like, well, damage is still fine.
Well, I mean, they nerfed the shit out of hollow builds and, stuff like that. Well, I'm a New Game Plus 7 character. I'm like, okay, I'm on New Game Plus 7, so if I have to get gems and stuff, I've got to rerun the game at New Game Plus 7 difficulty every single time. So I'm like, let's see how bad it is. All my weapons are hollow.
Right.
I've got like 32 hollow weapons. There's no way I'm going to get even close to that many refined gems, which are better than hollow now, but they're still shit. And I'm like, even if I were to change my build, it would wipe out about half of these weapons. Even with the proper gems. So I'm just, it's fucked. I'm amazed I beat New Game Plus 7 on it. Man, fucking Midir was passing a bladder stone, kidney stone.
Yep, Shjon fought the hardest boss. Well, no, I don't want to say the hardest boss, but the boss with the most health.
I have to have beaten the hardest boss on New Game Plus 7. I've beaten them all.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think the one that took the most time was probably either Midir or Frida.
That makes perfect sense. Didn't we do Frida on our playthrough?
We did Frida.
It was like it was both of us, and it took like 2 hours?
Yeah, something like that. Well, all right, maybe Gale might be up there, but that wasn't on New Game Plus 7. On New Game Plus 7, Gale, I destroyed him. I was not playing around.
Yeah.
But yeah, we beat Frida with the Kukri strat.
Oh, that was classic. Throw knives at her, so when she goes invisible, you just see the knives sticking out of her.
And because they were Kukris, it would trigger her dodge hitbox at a different time, so she would dodge forward into them, and she'd get head hit by them.
Yeah. And
the Kukris bled her out really fucking fast.
Yeah, you figured that out. That was months ago.
It was quite a while ago. All right, I take it back. We never beat the crabs.
That's true.
We never beat.
We never beat the crabs.
The 3 frost crabs.
We ran from them.
We cut the crab. Their ancestors were smiling down on them. Ours could not say the same.
The crab memes. I love them.
Yeah,
we have to collect a collection of crab memes and just put them all in the description.
When I went to Washington, D.C. not too long ago, and went to the Smithsonian, they had this big exhibit on marine life, and I think I took a picture of every single crab pictured there, be it drawing, be it model, be it skeleton, be it shell, and I sent them all to him.
All of them.
It was like a burst of 60 messages of just straight up crab.
I just stopped reading them.
Man. That was...
Yep, that was something. The old crabs. What was the topic again?
That's exactly what I was thinking about. Like, oh fuck, gotta go with a new story quick. I was like, oh, okay, I remember something that caught my mind. You were talking about Metal Gear Online and our younger gaming days. Back when we were playing on like PSN, the old version, and Xbox Live, and meeting people online there. And our first, I guess that would really be our first experience with quote unquote internet friends, even though it was technically really different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got internet friends down now, but back then, I remember you had some of the most colorful characters. I'm surprised we haven't written book characters about. I think, Joe, what was her name? It was like Sniper.
Jesus.
Or something like that. Like S Sniper, something like that.
What? No. That's a YouTuber. That's a recent thing. I forgot what she was called. That's
SS Sniper Wolf I'm thinking of. But yeah, it was Sniper something. She was a sniper. I remember you just talked to her and you'd play with her sometimes. And she would send these cryptid messages like, yeah, I like to play naked.
Yeah, really weird
I like
stuff.
Feeling the cool air over my body as I snipe and pull the trigger to end someone's life. That was an actual message.
Looking back at it, I'm absolutely certain she was like a 60-year-old dude.
The edgiest time of our lives, accentuated so perfectly. What was the other one? Snuff Muffin?
Snuff Muffin.
I still remember that name.
That's a great name.
Snuff Muffin. Oh man, I remember used to go by my online tag. I think it was Silent274.
I remember that.
Playing, I always fucked it up and put it as 247 because I randomly generated the numbers, and 247 sounded better than 274, so I never remembered it correctly.
True.
And I remember like playing Halo Reach and inviting some guy to play on my custom Forge world that was pretty fucking awful, and he'd run around and you'd hear his squeaking voice going, Sealan, come over here, Sealan. And I'd remember just like feeling like
clawing your eyes out.
Okay, what was the other fun thing worth mentioning? Dreams.
Oh yes.
As of late, silly dreams that are they're close enough to story. Some of them.
Yeah.
So let's see. Do you have a fun one you'd like to share?
Let me recall one, and I suppose, as you have been, you should probably take the lead on this one.
All right. It's the fucking best power hour.
I apologize.
Nah, it's all good. You've carried the last one, if I recall correctly.
I don't
or one of them. One of them you definitely did. So we're 2 for 2. All right. Most recent dream. All right. Here's a. Oh fuck! This is the most recent one. All right. So. It was this weird, like, Canadian, I think. I feel like it was Canadian. This weird Canadian hockey rink that I was in. And, you know, the rink was very bright, very vivid colors. Standard hockey rink. The seats and, like, the walls and ceiling and stuff. Ceiling was just flat. So, you know, if you were sitting in, like, the top row seats, you just, like, broke yourself in half to fit.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah.
And everything, it was just solid matte black. Same color for everything. It was, like, almost impossible to gauge depth and distance and stuff. It was really bizarre. And it was like dead silent. All you could hear is like the sounds of like sticks on the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, there were a couple people here and there. They'd come to watch the game. And the game was of like kids like 15, 14, 16, right in that range. but for whatever reason I was playing because I guess they were. I feel like they were missing a player and they needed me to play. And in the dream, I was worse at skating and stick handling than I actually am. Which, I mean, I'm not great, but I was certainly not as bad as I was doing in the dream.
Yeah.
I remember I was playing goalie and like center wing, which is offense and goalie. You don't do that
At the same time.
Yeah, I was just going back and forth. I can't remember which one I was actually at. I just remember like falling over a couple of times and missing the net and scoring and weird things like that. So it was this strange, bizarre hockey game in a strange, bizarre rink, and everything's really surreal and it feels weird.
Yeah.
Well, the game's over, and I forget if we won or not. I don't actually remember. I don't think I ever knew. And so we're all walking off the ice, and they all wander into this strange locker room, and I follow. I fall into the door of the locker room for some strange reason. Wasn't even on ice, and I still fell somehow.
All right.
Family and everyone else, and all the other weird, strange people are up in the abyssal seats.
Yeah.
So I walk through this locker room, and it's a scenery from another dream that I've had, like from years ago. So it's just like a straight shot down, and it's like the our middle school's locker room. You got like the fucking U shapes where you'd walk in and you change like that.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
There's like 4 of them on the left side, and just a wall on the right. And at the very end, there's one last one, and then a hallway down, and then it's the other teams. So it's like a giant U.
Okay.
So, with a really thin connecting part for some strange reason. So for whatever reason, none of my teammates were there. I was by myself, just going through, occasionally wearing hockey pads as I walked all the way back there. I get to the very end, and there's a fucking like a leather spinny recliny chair, just right there where the bench should be to disrobe. It's like, oh, okay. So I take off one layer of clothing, and I notice I hear like giggling and passerby. So I look to the right in the hallway, and there's just 3 people. It might have been girls, might have been boys. I don't know. It was a co-ed hockey team. They're from the other team. They just walk by through my part of the dressing room, which I guess it's unacceptable for the other team to see me undressing. And I stop and just fucking stare at them as they walk by and walk through my side of the locker room to exit out. I'm like, oh, that's pretty strange. It's like, okay, just continue on my way. I'm taking it off, and I hear someone else. I look, and it's this beautiful girl that I've got a huge crush on. She's just standing there, and she's smiling, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I'm like, we're here? We're actually together? I can't believe it. My heart's racing. I've got this stupid smile on my face. I'm like, all right, got to fucking make the romantic moves while I got the chance, because I feel like my brain kind of knew it was a dream when it's like, please do something while it feels real.
Yeah.
So I'm unbuttoning my hockey jersey.
Oh, boy.
Think about that. A hockey jersey. It's not a baseball one.
It's the sexiest thing I've ever heard.
Hockey jerseys definitely do not have buttons. So I magically give it buttons and unbuttons down. And I just sort of like saunter over and I walk, and we're just standing there right in front of each other. I could probably put my forehead on hers. It's a very, very tense moment. We're changing some sweet talk. My heart's racing. I'm like, oh man, this is the life. This is as perfect as it gets. And I'm like, just kiss her, and I can fucking die, and it'll be perfect. This moment will be, God, I love her so much, can't wait. And she gets to smile, and I'm like, oh fuck, here it comes. And she takes a step back, undoes like the zipper of her pants, and just whips out this giant cock. It's fucking massive. It's like the size of my forearm. I'm fucking shook. I am shocked. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. It's just flailing out there. She's got one hand on it. The other one's holding her pants down so she can get this fucking thing out. I don't know if it's real or fake. It could be the realest looking dildo I've ever seen. It kind of looked like a puppet dick. I don't know, man. It was just there. And I don't know. I was like I am now. I stared at it. I don't know what the fuck I can do. She's not she's not beautiful enough to distract me from the giant, massive phallus she about clotheslined me with out of nowhere. The romantic mood just gone. And that's it. That's how the dream went. Next thing I know, I'm hiding in a radio DJ's room. I'm like hiding behind him under his desk as he's performing, and like, oh, tune in to Channel 7.1 for In the Know. Thanks for coming out tonight. Here in the locker room, and I'm just hiding underneath this table, like, I mean, I think the scariest part was that I was just like, "Oh my god, does this mean I'm gay?" that was what I came
That's the
away from that
sign.
with. It wasn't, "Oh my god, this won't work between us." It's like, "Oh shit, am I gay for a dude with a schlong the size of my fucking rib cage?
Jesus Christ.
Do I have to play her meat flute like a fucking oboe, like a double bassoon?"
Jesus.
So that was my latest dream.
It's quite the dream.
Yeah, I woke up. I told my crush that I had that dream, and she didn't answer back. Hey, just I don't know what, I was really tired, I guess, and I was really late at night. I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember this really funny dream I had." Even she was just like, "Oh no." I think she knew I was too tired to be telling stories, and yeah, it's it was a good dream.
Good dreamer.
Solid 6 out of 10.
It's very positive.
Hey, that moment where my hockey jersey was unbuttoned and there was that romantic tension, it was very nice until I about got,
Yeah.
taken out by her projectile bratwurst.
Jesus.
Oh, so your dream?
I do have a lot of dreams. Most of mine, strangely enough, relate to like games I've been playing or movies I just watched, or you know what I mean. Like
Better than mine. All mine are about women.
Yeah. Well, I wish I could dream about more women. I guess that means I'm sexually attracted to video games.
Apparently, I'm attracted to traps.
Secret Sound.
That's it, boys. Give me some of that Futanari action.
No, but there's this one dream. It's not funny. It's actually kind of weird. But like I always like, I forget about dreams. They come and go. But this is the one I always remember. I had it when I was like 4. I was really young, but I still remember it just so distinctly. Because it was fucking terrifying, dude. I like in my old house. I used to live up north, and it was like a very small house. Like I had my room, and then you walked out of my room. Straight across was my parents' room, and then there's the stairs right between us. There's like no hallway. So in the dream, I wake up, and like I stand up, and I just cannot control myself. Like I can't control my body. So I just like get up and I start walking like a zombie, just walking towards out of my room. And then I go stand at the top of the stairs. And I remember it was terrifying. It was like being possessed, dude. I was like saying like no, 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 but like I couldn't control myself. So then I just fucking leap, like over all the stairs and go straight at the bottom. And like I still remember it. Like it fucking haunts me, dude. Like
I've had dreams like that. I know the feeling. It's terrifying.
Yeah, I like distinctly remember the floor coming closer and closer. Like that, it was terrifying. It was almost like a black hole at the bottom.
Yeah. I have no rational fear of heights. It's all from really dumb dreams.
Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, I'm not scared of heights at all. I don't know why that, but it fucking scared the shit out of me. And I woke up right before it ended. I remember waking up fucking screaming.
Bloody murder!
Yeah.
Bloody murder!
that was horrifying. That was fucking horrifying. I don't have any funny dreams though.
Oh, I got another funny dream from very recently. I think it just slightly less recent than one I just told.
Yeah, we have a short amount of time, but go ahead. See if you
Hold
can
on,
fit it.
the phone's ringing. What? I'm spooked.
The phone's ringing.
Shreveport, Los Angeles?
Uh-huh.
I don't know anyone from Los Angeles. If it's important to leave a message, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's fucking California count? All right.
Is it the government? I got a call from the government yesterday. Seriously.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to name any names, but buddy of mine's in the Navy, and they called me about a federal investigation.
Holy shit!
I'm dead serious.
Oh my god!
And like they wanted me to report in and like be a witness, but like I'm not. I'm not. First off, I don't know the guy well enough, and second off, I'm like an hour away from where they'd want me to do it. and I have responsibilities and stuff, and they totally understood. So they asked someone else.
I have used tests to pretend to study for.
Yeah, sounds right.
All right.
Sorry,
So,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
closing story. I feel like this one strongly reflects on how my life has gone so far, and why I'm very happy I have a new phone that's kind of trustworthy and reliable.
Mm.
Because I've told you this one actually. So I went back. I was going back for maybe a sibling event or whatnot, just some public event at one of my old schools. I don't know if it was the high school or the middle school. Maybe it was both of them blended together. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
And just shifting through the crowd, just talking with a few people here and there. You know how you mingle with like the football game crowds.
Sure.
And I found my ex-girlfriend in the crowd, not my most recent ex, my ex-ex at this point. So like 6 years prior.
Just so everyone knows, Sean's had like 2 girlfriends.
Yeah, I've had two. Both lasted like 3 years. This being the first one, and just avoid names so I don't have to beg them to come on the podcast.
Oh God.
If you know me, you know who it is, but it doesn't matter. It's a dream. And it was pretty awkward. Yeah, not really, but you could tell. It was just one of those casual conversations you hold to be polite, but neither of you are really there for the conversation.
True.
You don't have anyone better to talk to, so you talk to each other. And it was pretty late. Sun was coming down, I guess, and things felt kind of familiar, but it was a dream, so of course it did. So it was just sort of like, hey, it's like, hey, man, I wish we had something better to do than just stand around. And she just nods and goes, yeah, man, I really wish I had someone to suck off and eat me out right now. Just dropped it dead in the middle of conversation. No warm up. No changing facial expression. No allusion to anything. Just dropped it dead.
See, that's how conversations work.
And I remember just sort of being like, hey, I'm good at one of those, and I appreciate the other.
You monster.
So I was like, okay, this is fucking. I'll make my night. She's very attractive. I certainly won't complain. It's better than standing around. All right, let's do this. You're heading back to her car in the parking lot. I don't know fucking how. I guess she's just really fucking fast, but I lost her. Did not see where she went.
Gotta go fast.
So I find myself walking around the side of the school, and I try to give her a text. I'm like, hey, where are you? Nothing. No service. No problem with the phone. Message not sending. Message not receiving. And I'm like, oh, that's not good.
This is a fucking Silent Hill shit, I swear.
That's the story of my old life. My phone would just occasionally not work. Or not get or take or send messages. So I'm walking around the parking lot. I'm checking around the cars. I don't remember what car's hers, but I'm checking every single one of them because I sit there and think, all right, one of these cars is going to have a hot, horny, barely clothed teenager in them. So that's the car I want to go to. There's only so many in the parking lot. I looked through them all. I cannot find her to save my fucking life. And I'm just like, oh my God, what could have happened? And I think I found her car, but she wasn't there at that point. And I was like, what? I'm like, oh, I'm confused. Maybe I'll just, I'll meet her back on the way there and we'll meet up. Oh, that's fine. I walk, I start heading back. I get 8 text messages, rapid fire, just back to back. All ones that I missed when my phone wasn't working. And I just read through them all. And I'm just like, oh no. And the last one's like, never mind, sigh. I'm not in the mood anymore. And I'm just like, fuck. And then I woke up.
It's a fucking tragedy, dude, I swear.
I can't even get attention in my dreams. So I feel like it's a good analogy for how my life goes. Things just they're like, hey, here, life's giving you lemons, and I'm like, oh shit, better get lemonade, and I drop the fucking pitcher, and that's it.
I'm glad I'm not this unlucky when it comes to the dreams of all things.
I feel like it's, people complain man, lucid dreaming is cool, but after you do it enough, it's just boring, man. Lucid dreaming, there's nothing to it. I'm sitting there how many dreams I've wished I could just take control. If I could have gotten that kiss before I got cock slobbered. if I could have found the fucking car.
Oh man.
Oh, it's maybe it's sad because it's a dream, but I don't fucking care. What am I going to do? Wake up and be less sad? Have a more exciting morning sitting there in my giraffe slippers and PJs? Oh man, good thing I'm not that guy.
Yeah, right.
So those are two slightly amusing dreams. I have far more of that ilk, unfortunately, but we do not have far more of that time.
No, we don't. I figure it's best to end it here.
Let's fucking pray to all the lords and saviors and stars that the files, not haunted this time.
Pray to all the fathers and lords and saviors and stars that we can actually do one next week.
I'm gonna go sacrifice my firstborn son to a witch. Just beg for her approval and be like, please give good fortune to this podcast.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thanks to everyone for tuning in to this podcast and listening to us ramble about random shit, mostly Shjon. Hope now, even if it seems like we slow down in episodes, I suppose that's only because my finals are coming soon, and I know the semester is almost over basically, and I think when we hit the summer, we'll both have a bit more time. So I'm sure more episodes will definitely be coming out then. Mm-hmm. So have no fear.
I'd love to get this to be slightly irregular.
Yeah, me too. All right, and I suppose that's it. My as always, the awkward outro. I'm Patrick,
and I'm not Patrick.
He's not Patrick.
I'm definitely not the dream connoisseur. I am Shjon. And together, this has been the Patrick Productions podcast.